Hey, Nikki Harden, spiritual transformational coach and leader, psychic medium, and formulator of 21 Cleanse, my therapeutic grade organic herbal cleanse program to get the toxins out of your body and change your life. Today, I want to talk to you about the three biggest things that are killing your confidence and squashing your self-esteem. See, believe it or not, your beliefs, which is like this buzzword out in the metaphysical world, those are formed by your actions, not by your thoughts or your feelings. The thoughts and the feelings, those actually follow your actions and they're a product of your actions. And it's your actions that are actually determining your beliefs. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling depressed, if you're lacking energy and you're fatigued and filled with brain fog, or you don't know what direction to go in your life, or you're dealing with physical, mental, emotional, and financial instability and depletion, then I really suggest you take a look at the things that you are doing and the things that you're not doing. So here's what I'm talking about. I want to help you understand the three biggest things that I see over and over and over that are killing your confidence, squashing your self-esteem, and keeping you repeating these patterns that are repeating and generating these cycles of limitation, lack, depletion, just basically a lack of success. So for those of you that are new to me, just quickly, and so you understand the different ways that I work with people, I have my detox program, which is for people that really want to take charge of their health or change. Actually, it's really a whole energetic sort of morphing and a rebirthing, and so it's quite fantastic. I also do psychic and mediumship readings, and so we dive in and we get clarity and action steps in terms of how to change your life. And then the third thing that I do is spiritual transformational coaching, and a lot of that is actually I'm working predominantly with entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs to up their game and change their situation. So the three biggest things that I see that I really want to share with you today. The first is the biggest thing that is killing your confidence and squashing your self-esteem is that you're not prioritizing yourself. You have this pattern of basically putting everyone and everything in front of you, your health, your goals, your priorities, and your dreams. So I see this over and over, especially with my detoxers, right? Because typically what will happen is you're in a cycle of not making positive nutrition choices and not prioritizing your self-care needs. And as a result, you're eating like crap, you're not sleeping well, you're dealing with exhaustion and fatigue and burnout. And typically, a lot of times there are even health symptoms and diagnoses. And for so many people, a big part of that is that they're just not making the right choices. They're not making positive, healthy choices, despite knowing that that's what you need to do, right? And so you're in this pattern of, oh, well, then there's the wedding, and then there's oh, so-and-so is coming into town, and then I have this weekend away, and then. And the fact is that there's never a good time, according to the world, whether it's work, family, friends, responsibilities. None of that is ever going to give you permission to start saying yes to you. The only thing that gives you permission is you. And so that's how I see it over and over with my detoxers and people that come to me and they're just exhausted and they finally hit rock bottom. And you don't have to wait until you hit rock bottom. The only thing you have to do is say, I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to prioritize myself and the things that I value and know that my health is the most important thing because it goes with me and it takes me everywhere I go. I see it also in with my psychic readings and in my coaching, right, where people have gone into these cycles of being a doormat and they're constantly putting other people in front of them, trying to be believing that they could please other people, and they have to put other people's priorities and the responsibilities in front of them. And as a result, they continue to put their goals and their dreams and actually doing the things that are important to them and also right for them. It kind of like flies out the window. And so obviously in these two situations, like if you're constantly deflecting yourself, and if you're constantly like turning your head to the things that are really important to you, you're sending that signal to yourself that you don't matter, that you don't have value, that you don't have worth. And so it's only you that can start to change that situation, right? And so this is a big thing that I work on with my people when we're in our coaching, is like helping them understand when they start to do that. And first, it's almost like, well, do you know what your values are, and then what your goals are, and where are we going? And then what are, it's like there's a rewind, and you've got to get really clear and slow everything down to understand what are the choices that you're making that are the highest choices, that it's okay to say, okay, I'm not going to I'm going to skip my workout tonight, or I'm not going to move forward in the goal that I had set so that I could change my career. I'm going to do this because I'm showing up for someone else. And when is it actually you're doing that because you're devaluing yourself? And then you start to rewrite these situations and change the lens and the conversation. So the biggest thing I see, the number one thing, there's three. They're all three equally like super important for you to understand. The first one is you're not prioritizing yourself, and you're putting everything and everyone in front of you. And the fact is that if you want to feel confident, if you want a high self-esteem, if you want to have energy and feel good in your body and have clarity in your brain and to create success in your life, and you don't have that, you got to start taking the reins, and you have to become the leader in your life rather than just like getting flopped around by whatever life brings you. And that is just the truth. You want me to tell you how it is? It's the truth. So the second thing that I see over and over that will kill your confidence and crush your self-esteem is when you make commitments to yourself and then you don't honor those commitments and follow through. And it's really like you're breaking a promise with yourself. And so many people do this over and over and over. And they get into these cycles where they continue to do it. So you might actually stop committing to yourself. You might actually stop even moving towards your goals or your dreams or doing anything because you just don't want to fail. You don't want to go through that cycle of what it feels like when you don't show up for yourself, when you don't follow through for yourself. Because typically, most of the people that find me, you're all really committed to following through for other people. But are you committed to following through for yourself? And I see this over and over. It's that not following through for yourself, not making that the priority, but putting that again on the bottom of the list, or just not even doing it. And I see this a lot with as actually one of the biggest things that keeps a lot of people from pulling the trigger to do the detox, right? They come to me because they don't feel good. They know that my products have had a lot of success in helping people turn their life around. And they're scared. Why? Because they're scared that they're not going to follow through and honor their commitments for themselves. They're not going to do that. And the fact is you gotta do it. And it's really a beautiful thing because with my detox, because it's only a 3-week thing, right? I'm not saying, oh, you gotta give up coffee or meat or sugar or whatever forever. It's just do this program for 3 weeks, and part of my intention is that it's easier than people think. And all my people say that was easier than I thought. And I said, I know, because that's part of the intention that I infuse into my company and into the products, and every time an order is placed. And so this not honoring your commitments to yourself it really, or when you set the commitment and then you don't honor it, it's like breaking a promise. And there's a little version of you inside of you that it really hurts. But for most people, that's like an unconscious thing because you don't want to take a look at it. So you'll run from it. And then it becomes really painful. And here's what's really important too that I want to kind of highlight inside of this. It's almost like a subsection. Getting all hot and excited talking about this with you guys. So a lot of people don't know how to make commitments to themselves, right? And I see this a lot with my coaching clients. So because believe it or not, there's an art to making commitments for yourself, because you need to learn how to make commitments so that you can set yourself up for success. And most people don't know how to do that. So you'll either oftentimes overcommit, and then what happens, sorry, being out in the jungle, I just had a bite. What will happen is you overcommit, and so you are constantly on this cycle of falling off and then feeling better, and then falling off and then feeling like crap and then feeling better. And so you got to learn how to make the right commitments in a way that sets you up for success so you can win. So you start to build that muscle of winning so that you then get into this new cycle where you're learning how to honor the commitments to yourself that you make. And it's really a beautiful process when you do that, right? So learning, and this is part of some of the stuff that I do with my clients when we're doing our coaching work, is making sure, not only do we know what you're committing to, but then why you're doing it, and then really slowing it down so that the commitments are set up in a way so you can succeed. So the third way that I see people really fall flat on their face, and I don't mean that. The only reason I can laugh about this, you guys, is because I've been through all of this. The only reason I know this stuff is because I've healed and been through all this stuff. And it's been a journey, right? And I'm on the journey, and I show up every day for the journey. And you know what? When I don't show up for commitments to myself, rather than beat myself up, you know what I do? I outsource. I hire people that will hold me accountable. So I go to the experts and the coaches that have created what it is that I want, and I pay them, and I pay to play. And when I pay to play, it causes me to rise into the greater version of me, and it holds me accountable. So I show up for those people, and I can't live in my story. So it's honestly, investing in yourself, I believe, is the fastest way to success. And I also think it's really sexy. I think investing in yourself, when I meet someone who invests in their self-care, invests in their own personal development, who invests in their own personal growth, their whatever it is they're trying to do, right? And they put money into these things that shows that they believe in themselves and they value themselves, and that they also have the confidence to put money down and pay to play and to rise into a greater version of themselves. And that's really sexy. So rise into that, set yourself up for success so you can change your life and get out of your story and write a new one. Because it's what we're here to do. So that's my little shtick on that. Now, the third thing I see over and over with people that really squashes their confidence and their self-esteem is that when you do break a commitment to yourself, man, you just go down so hard, and you just beat yourself up and beat yourself up and beat yourself up, and then stay in that vicious cycle of beating yourself up about the one time or just the couple of times or maybe the whole cycle of how you've been making these choices that weren't valuing yourself. So you keep repunishing yourself, and then that just keeps you living in that pattern of self-destruction. So we got to end that. And you see it with people, whether they're doing that all the time with food, right? Oh, I had a cookie, so I might as well have 10 and a couple glasses of wine, and I just blew it, right? Or, oh, 3 days I didn't go to the gym, so 3 months later they're not going to the gym. No, you just say, oh, I had a cookie. Okay, I'm gonna have another one. Cool, but I don't have to have 10 and 3 glasses of wine, and I don't drink, but I help a lot of people that do, and if you do, that's fine. But you don't have to go over the top, right? And with my coaching clients, it happens too, And so it's like you got to learn to become your own best friend and your biggest cheerleader, and to be gentle with yourself. And so that's a lot of the stuff that I love helping people work through, so that they can, lighten that pressure that you put on yourself, and learn how to change the lens through which you experience yourself and your life, so that you can actually create the success. So there you have it. I hope that was really helpful. The 3 biggest things I see for killing your confidence and squashing your self-esteem. So again, quick recap. Number 1, you don't prioritize yourself. You just it's almost like unconscious. You just aren't even putting energy into prioritizing your self-care, your personal values, your own desires. The second thing is that you make commitments and then you don't honor them. And a big part of that is because you don't know how to make the right commitments so you can actually win and build that muscle. And then the third thing is that when you don't honor those commitments, you get really hard on yourself, and you just literally fall down really, really for long periods of time, and keep destructing yourself. So those are the 3 biggest things that I see. Now, if I can help you change your health so you can get your energy back and the clarity and kickstart your life with my detox, or if you need clarity and direction in your life with a psychic or mediumship reading, we also what comes with that is a step-by-step action plan for what's next. Or if you need help really repeating these vicious cycles of behavior so you can retrain your brain and also your body and your actions so you can create success in the life that you love, then please feel free to contact me, Nikki Harden. You can go to my website, nikkiharden.com. Everything is there, and you can even book a free call with me. So nikkiharden.com. Thank you so much, and have a great day.